Welcome back to First Listen, everybody. This week on First Listen, we checked out Stone Sour's latest album, their sixth studio album, HYDROGRAD. Man, I am a big Stone Sour fan. Big. Really into them. Their last two albums, maybe not so much, but from songs like Bother to Through the Glass to Absolute Zero, I mean, what's not to love? And those are the tracks that have made them like popular in the mainstream or whatever. I'm into the songs that maybe you don't hear all the time. So this was a very interesting album. So let's get into this first listen. This album opens with YSIF, which I tried to look up and found some interesting stuff about its potential meaning, but I really don't know what the song means. This is an instrumental only track that kind of builds us into what I would consider the real opening track. That real opening track, Type A Person, Allah T? What a weird track title for sure. This song is rocking and it is strong. It feels worth the wait in that initial little interlude intro. This is Stone Sour. Plain and simple. This track lets you know, hey, we're still the same, which is good. That's a great thing to get from the band. Man, it's been like 4 years about since their last release, and I was a little worried that they weren't going to release anything. Let me tell you, they did not disappoint. And we'll talk about a lot of tracks throughout this. It's a long album. So let's continue on. Oh, before we continue on, this track, instrumentals, are effing amazing. They're only outmatched by the vocals, which are equally amazing and fast paced. So for real this time, let's continue on. The next track we want to talk about, HYDROGRAD. This has probably the closest to a House of a Thousand Corpses vibe I've heard. It is very creepy, and I really like it. The vocals create this haunting sound, and when you add in the instrumentals, it just becomes so completely haunting. And then the lyrics, I mean, we don't talk about lyrics a whole lot on here. We try to feature a little. I can't talk about it. It's good though. It's very good. Some very explicit tracks, but we won't get into those yet. Another track we want to talk about, song number 3. I'm going to call this the quote lead single. It's not their first single off of this album. We know that that is fabulous, but still, this is the lead single. This is the one that is making them popular. It's the one that's going to keep them in your mouth. It's that clean song. Clean in, well, it doesn't have any swear words, but that's neither here nor there. It's still a very good track. Lots of feeling going on in this one. I really, really like it. And from the first time I heard it, I liked it. So that was really promising for me going into this album. It was the only track I had heard. I really, really liked it. And I still do. It fits very well in this kind of crazy but beautiful album. The next track we want to talk about, Saint Marie. This is a down-tempo, ballad-esque track. Very deep, this track. It gets emotional on a level I was honestly not expecting. It's heartfelt and has kind of a country vibe, which was pretty refreshing. I'm not kidding. It hits all the emotional chords, and I think I'd have to maybe check into this more, but I think this is definitely their lightest track to date. And to be honest, I'm right there with you, Corey. I may not be the same after this song either. It's very emotional, very heartfelt, very deep. It definitely affected me. Awesome track. So some tracks I won't go into too much detail on. Mercy, it's a rockin' track. I like it. Fabulous, let's be real, it's probably more Slipknot than Stone Sour, but that's good. Knievel Has Landed, it's a very cool track. Come on, it is. Whiplash Pants, well, you know what? We're gonna go into Whiplash Pants. We're gonna go into it. This track is by far the most Slipknot track on this album. And I know it's probably not appropriate to talk about another band when reviewing another band's album, like, if you follow me there. But this is Corey Taylor. He branches these two bands together, and sometimes stuff crosses. This ending to this track is so perfect that I felt all of the pain in this one. That ending is very reminiscent of a few Slipknot tracks that I've heard. So that's why we're getting into this one. There you go. Moving right along, Somebody Stole My Eyes. This track hits you right in the face. Fast-paced, right in the eyes, even. It's awesome, top to bottom. Let's not beat around the bush here. It's a good track. Finally, this album finishes out with When the Fever Broke. This track is really good. It has a very down tempo, maybe even Pink Floyd-esque open there, and it kind of sits in the background there the whole way through the track. It's very mellow and melancholy. When you add in the subject matter, you kind of get taken in and enveloped with all of it. And I had to do a little bit of extra research on this and definitely make sure that I understood the lyrics to this one. And it is very, very dark and very sad. Because I feel like I've been to this place, whether he's talking literally or on an emotional level. I've been to this place, and this is a perfect track for this man to bare his soul, if you will. And man, did he do it well. He really did it so well. Awesome. Overall, this album is awesome. Awesomeness spread across 15 tracks. Let me tell you, the instrumentals are some of the best I've heard in a while. I know they just replaced, just a couple years ago, a bassist and a guitarist. And let me tell you, maybe that was for the best. I know some other stuff went on there, but this is amazing on all levels. And Corey Taylor is at his best, and that's where we want him to be. So this is a great album. I 100% recommend it. I'm actually going to be picking this one up. You should too. That's going to do it for this edition of First Listen. I hope you enjoyed. Hit up those comments down below with your thoughts about this album. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Hit us up on Twitter with any albums you'd like us to check out in the future. See you again here on the 10 dial for more First Listens. Have a nice day.